you wanna be somebody else, if you're tired of fighting battles with yourself, if you wanna be somebody else, change your mind. Alright. It's time for my first revisited. I've done, let's see, I can't remember the last one I did was, actually. I know there was something. I probably did do something. There's a few of these revisiteds in here, including one that is a so bad it's good cinema that I hope I don't get. But there's some I wanted to revisit, some I haven't done in a while. This one I reviewed all the way back in September of 2019, so it's due for a revisited review. So you don't know, Bedazzled is actually a remake of a 1960s British film starring Dudley Moore and Peter Cook. And now we get the 2000s update, year 2000, with Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley as the devil. So the whole thing is basically a monkey's paw situation. So basically, the devil, played by Elizabeth Hurley, finds this guy, an introvert kind of guy who, some people might see he could have some kind of, could be on the spectrum because some kind of mental disability. He's kind of shy, he's kind of awkward person. And basically she says, hey, I'll give you anything you want. I'll give you 7 wishes to do that if you sell your soul to me. And so he does. And every single wish that happens, it's basically a monkey's paw. It's good, and then something bad comes along. So it's one of those things like, he asked for this, but then also she did this. And it's, every single wish is going to be like that. Except for one wish that's not really a wish, actually, because I got to put my point at the end. I do think rewatching this, it's held up pretty good for me. I love this movie, so there's spoiler for my ranking. But I love this movie, but the ending to me feels like a cop-out. Yes, Elliot's learned his lesson and he's a changed man, he's a better man for it. But I don't know. I have a bit of an issue. So, Elliot Richards, played by Brendan Fraser. He's awkward, he's odd, he's me, in a way, except for, I'm autistic, though, so it's not easy for me to go up to people and say, hey, how's it going, unless I really know them. He's just awkward in a way that comes off awkward. Hey, what was his name? Jerry Bowberry, Banana, Bowberry, Bee-Bye, Bowberry, Jerry, that kind of thing. I do like some of the side casts, though. You have Orlando Jones. He was also on Evolution. Orlando Brown was from That's So Raven. Orlando Jones and Toby Huss. I got peanut butter on my penis. That guy. He was also Archie, the strongest man in the world. I did not recognize him the first time I watched this movie. He had hair. His hair was different. He didn't. The glasses were off. He didn't, he was also in the suit for Mr. Tasty. For those of you who want to know, he was in the suit. I don't know if he did the voice, but he was in this suit. But yeah, they're sort of his co-workers and want anything to do with them. And there's also a woman there too. I don't know. I might keep going female. A woman there. I'm sorry. The menu is distracting me because the menu, you can pick each of the wishes that he does. Rich, or there's rich, smart, famous, all that stuff. Yeah. So, and there's this girl that he's like awkward, asking if they're doing anything. Like, no, I'm busy doing that, busy doing this. Turns out they're not, because he goes to this bar and they're all there and say, hey, you guys are messing with me, even though, you should be smart and realize they were kind of, they're kind of trying to flake on him. But then he sees Allison, played by Frances Conroy. Is that who it is? Frances Conroy? Isn't that who the actor? She was also in... Frances O'Connor. Frances O'Connor. She was also starred with Paul Walker in Timeline. Richard Donner movie. This was directed by Harold Ramis, which I didn't know about until looking back at the case earlier. Oops. Although, I may have forgotten it. I mentioned my first review. Don't say, oh, actually, you said that. I forgot. My memory. That's over 5 years ago now. So, that's almost 5 years ago now. Excuse me. So Elliot sees Allison and then is like, he tries to talk to her, but he's too awkward. He's like, I wish I would give up anything for her. Cue the devil. Wow, dang. This is 2000. So that is very much a song that would be playing. So yeah. And so she shows up and is like, I'm the devil. I'm going to give you 7 wishes. He's like, oh yeah, sure. You're the devil. He doesn't believe her. So she goes, go ahead. Make a wish. So he's like, okay, I want a Big Mac and Coke. Now I'm pleading my case for this. So after he wishes for it, they have to hop on the subway to get all the way to where the McDonald's is. They order the Big Mac, Coke, no fries. I know I said Big Mac and Coke, but you gotta have fries. Just Big Mac and Coke. And he even has to pay for it. And he's like, oh yeah, this is truly the work of the devil. Bye-bye. By the way, he's going to take the Big Mac and Coke, too, So, to prove it to him, she drives him to her nightclub, which, again, is another discrepancy. He later tells the cops that he doesn't remember where it is because she drove there. And you see all this light. I noticed something, too, at the end of this movie. I'll talk about it. All these people, hey, Elliot. I like this one guy who goes, hey, Elliot, how the hell are you? I just did a picture of me and Elliot. I just like, hey, Elliot, how the hell are you? And everyone's all happy and full of life. Well, wait till we get to the end. So she takes him into her office, and he still doesn't believe her, so she turns into the devil you think. It's a man with the horns and the red face. He's like, you really are the devil. So she gives him the contract, which is this big book, because comedy. And it's really the one gag in this movie that really just makes me roll my eyes. Okay. Even by this point in 2000, the really large contract thing has been done. Like, this is like first time it's really like a big book. But usually sometimes you're like, here, this is, here's the list. And it's like, okay. And then all of a sudden just pages and pages long. It's been done. It's been comedic things. It's been Looney Tunes cartoons, for God's sakes. This was like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's a big thing. Basically, he has to sell his soul to her. And he gets 7 wishes. So he does. So he's ready to make his first wish. I'm going to make my point later. His first wish. So he wishes that he was married to Allison and was rich and powerful. So she makes him a Colombian drug lord in a loveless marriage with Allison, who is cheating on him with her English speaking teacher, Raul, and also the people he was hanging out with earlier are there. Orlando Jones, Toby Huss, the other guy, and I don't remember the woman being there, but she's in the other ones. Yeah, Robert, Bob. Yeah. Basically, that's what it is. And then Raul leads this whole rise against him and takes everything, so he's forced to use the beeper, which he has to type in 666, because of course. And, yeah. And I said, there's a way around that. Just say, I wish Allison and I were happily married. I think that would at least be better, right? There could always be something. Be like this. I wish Allison and I were happily married. I was rich and powerful, had nothing to do with drugs, and you couldn't get involved. Boom. and you couldn't, and you can't twist the wish around. Who knows? But like I said, that wouldn't there wouldn't be a movie if you did that. So it's the monkey's paw, you know. So after that, his next wish is to be famous. So he's a basketball star, dumb as a box of rocks. You know, you go out there and you give 110%, and you want to do good, and then you I think we did pretty good tonight, and yeah, then he's dumb as a box of rocks and tiny pee. Yeah, he's hitting on Allison, who's now a reporter. You know, he's making a wish, but everybody else around him is also changing. I do like Orlando Jones, color commentator. Elliot Richards, you know, he's going good. And the other guy's like, you know, he's how he stands there. He's like like he's 12 feet tall. Well, I don't think he's that big. No. I'm saying the way he runs himself is almost like he is. So that, you know, he's talking to her. He's basically saying thing over and over again because he's stupid. And then he's like, well, I'm going to change now. She's like, okay. And he's just kind of standing there. And then as soon as he does, and again, I like the line read here. What? Hey, man, no. Damn the devil. Damn the devil to hell. And so, yeah, she's like, well, I have to go. There's something little. There's something teeny. What's teeny? Just a little blurb. Little, about me? Yeah, just little. Go out there and get 100%. And then he goes to type in the thing, and he's like, because he messes up. Night. Oh, duh. Sent back. So then he gets mad and is like, hey, you gave me a willy winky. That's the, so he wishes to be smart and successful and big winky. Well, what can go wrong now? So now he's a successful book author who attracts her. He's gay. That's the punchline. You're waiting for it. He's gay. And, you get to the party, you see Orlando Jones, you see the other guy, you see the woman. This is the first time that she shows up. Maybe she's like a reporter lady there too. But Allison is there, they're flirting, he keeps going on. And at first you're thinking, oh, he's too smart, he won't shut up, that's the problem. Nope. He takes her back to his house, and he's gay. There's Toby Huss in the bad acting like a gay person. And he's like, I am not gay. He's like, well, who was in the Broadway showing of some play? And he's like, well, I'm assuming, blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming, I am gay. I'm not gay, so I have no idea who any of those people were. And I like musicals, but I have no idea what they were talking about. And he's like, I can prove I'm not gay. Kiss me. So she kisses him, and he's like, I'm gay. So he pushes the thing, goes back. By the way, there are times where, when he's going back and forth. One time he lands in a fountain. The other time she's a cop who causes a traffic accident. One time she's a teacher. She's doing all these other things while she's causing chaos while also giving him his wishes. So how many have we had so far? It's just 3, right? Okay. I think I forgot one. But between... I think the second one was actually... he wants to be sensitive, and he wants Allison to love him. That's the second wish. I'm sorry, I messed up. I'm not restarting this video though. Second wish is he wants Allison to be in love with him, and he wants to be sensitive. But he's too sensitive, and she runs off with the same guys we've seen before. They have a van. They're just gonna do it in the back of the van. So did she really love him? Was that really part of his wish? She's like, I love you, Elliot, but you're too damn sensitive. And because there's a scene where they go into her apartment and look at she wants a sensitive guy. So that's whatever. So that's 4. Okay. Wish number 5. He wants to be president of the United States. So she makes him Abraham Lincoln. Yep. And conveniently, he can't find the beeper. It's in his shoe. He comes back and he yells at her, you're. I know what you're doing. You're messing things up on purpose. At one point during the sensitive, where she shows up with two Rottweilers, messing things up, just sitting there about the kiss. I also don't like that wish. It's the only wish that I really don't care to sit through because there's the whole thing where she's. The only thing I like is the tuna song. The dolphin song. Dolphin, dolphin, I adore. The whole dolphin thing. Let's just sit down, have a talk with Dolphin Safe Tuna. I do laugh at that, but there's the whole looking at the sunset and go, ah! It gets annoying a little bit, but So now he's gotten onto it. He's like, no, you're gonna make my wishes. He goes back to his job. She pops on the computer. He's like, no, I have 2 wishes left. And she's like, you have 1 wish left. No. He has 2 wishes left. Here's where I prove my case, okay? He has 2 wishes left. You know why? Because he starts to run down the line. President of the United States, and then the sensitive guy, maybe a flaming homosexual, that's his words. The basketball star, the sensitive guy, and the Colombian drug lord was 5. And she goes, you forgot Big Mac and Coke. Wrong. That does not count. And let me tell you why. If it was a wish, then for it to be a wish, she'd have to make the Big Mac and Coke pop into his hands. But she did not. They had to get on the subway to get there, and he had to pay for it. She didn't poof it into his hands like magic. They had to go there and get it. Which means it does not count as a wish because all the other wishes were instantaneous. And he did not have to use the little thingy to call back. And that wish happened before he agreed to the contract. Therefore, he has 2 wishes left. But of course, they don't even correct themselves in this obvious plot hole. So, who am I to talk? So Elliot, feeling lost and not knowing what to do, doesn't want to make his last wish, of course, because he doesn't want to go to hell. So he goes to church and confides in a Brian Doyle Murray cameo about what happened, and then he gets thrown in jail for drunk and disorderly. Yeah. And also, I thought this time that maybe she did this because she shows up as one of the cops and throws him in a jail cell. This is where he meets his cellmate, who's like, she's the devil, that one. What? That lady cop, she's the devil. Now, 24 years later, wow. Give me a second. 24 years after its release, I still have no idea who this guy is. Is he God? Is he an angel? I don't know. He basically tells Elliot that you can't sell your soul because it's not yours to begin with. Basically. I really want to point out that later this guy is seen playing chess with the devil, so is he supposed to be God? He's an African-American man. He's a black man. You don't know. People always ask, what would God look like? Anything he wants. He could be white, black, Chinese, Mexican. He could look like anything he wants. Hell, he showed up to Moses at the burning bush. Right? He can look like anything he wants. He doesn't have one continuous shape. In fact, if I remember correctly, didn't he send himself down to earth as Jesus? Or something? He looks like Jesus? I don't know. I don't remember. I went to Vacation Bible School as a kid, but some of that stuff gets mumbled. So if I'm wrong, don't call blasphemy. I don't remember. But, and again, maybe there's just one religion's interpretation of events, too. I couldn't tell you which one it was. I was a kid. I don't remember. But, so he can look like anything he wants, just like she can. So now is another plot hole, because he tells the cops about the nightclub, and he says, I bet you want to know where it is. Well, I don't know. She drove there. As soon as he gets out of jail, he goes directly to the nightclub. Wait, if you couldn't tell them where it was, how did you know? How did you get there? And now he's gone in, and everybody is still there from the first party, and they're having a terrible time now. They're in pain. They're like, they're constantly partying forever. Riku says you have to make the last wish. He has 2 left, by the way, not 1. But he says I'm not going to do it. I don't want to have a last wish. But he made the deal, so yeah. So she becomes gigantic and says make the wish, and he wishes for Allison to have a happy life. And apparently, that a selfless wish breaks the contract. Yeah. So he's free to go. He goes back to his job, and now he has a backbone because Bob comes up to him and acts all like, just like Elliot was at the beginning of the movie, messing with him, and grabs him and goes, "Bob, I'm not in the mood today." And everyone's just like hiding. I love Toby Hutch just like ducks underneath the cubicle. They're all like, "Oh shit, he's got a backbone now. He's changed." And he actually asks Allison out. And here's another problem I have. So the whole thing, he learned a lesson. He's got a backbone now. Great. Actually, I think he asked Allison out before that happened. But anyway, I'm a little messed up on some of the events. He asks Allison out, and she says that she has a boyfriend. So he doesn't get the girl. The girl he's been after for the entire damn movie, he finally gets the courage to ask her out, and she's taken. Now, I know such is life, but don't you think the movie should end with him finally asking her out and them going on a date? The whole thing about all the wishes was that he didn't have the guts to ask her out. And when they finally have him do it, it doesn't happen because she's got someone already. No, don't worry, I'm getting to the cop-out ending. Don't worry, I'm getting to that. Again, then the whole thing with the co-workers, then he leaves, and he finds the neighbor girl, also played by Frances O'Connor, who's not the same person, is not related to her, but looks the same. And basically they're similar, and they get along, and so, he's got her. And we end with the song I sang when I started. If you wanna be somebody else, change your mind. By Vertical Horizon, I believe is the name of the band. Great band back in the 90s. They had another song. She is everything you want. She is everything you need. She is everything inside of you that you wish you could be. She says all the right things at exactly the right time. I don't remember the rest of the song. The rest of the verse, but the rest of the chorus. But yeah, they sing that song too. But I love this song. I think I like the song better. And credits and everything. Yeah, the ending's a cop-out. We spend all this time with him trying to find a way to be with Allison. Doesn't get to be with Allison, but he gets to be with someone who looks just like her. Fuck you. That's not how the movie should end. That's a cop-out of all cop-outs to do that. I don't know, for some reason, this time watching it really frustrated me. Again, no, this is 5 years into my YouTube career, I don't get paid. My YouTube life. This is my life now. And I'm just, I don't know. It doesn't diminish my rating. By the way, it's pretty good. I can't give it a to the moon with the issues I have, but going in, I thought it would be a to the moon. So it maybe did diminish a little bit. There's just some issues, just a couple issues, but it's not bad. For me anyway. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite comedies. Brendan Fraser's really good. Elizabeth Hurley is really good. And even some of the side characters, especially Toby Huss and Orlando Jones, are great. Well, I don't really think he's that tall. And even in that scene, Orlando Jones is wearing the most unconvincing bald cap of all time. But yeah, just a great film. Pretty good. So, what are your thoughts on Bedazzled? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I had a text from my mom. I gotta answer it quick. Because it's polite. So let's pick out the next movie quick. This one. Let's see if I can read it backwards. It's upside down. Zoom. I get to test to see if the disc still works. There was gunk on it. We'll see. Zoom, starring Tim Allen. So, thank you for watching. I've been Sky, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm just going to push the button.